What's up, guys? It's Quinn.
It's Alex.
It's Iconic Comic. We're back. We're ready to react. But first, real quick, want to remind you guys, go check out the Patreon. Go help support the channel. You may have noticed our schedule has not allowed us to film as often as we would like to. All right. If you guys want us to film more consistently, we got to see that support. All right. So you can go get great rewards over there at Patreon. Make sure you go check that out. Like he said up here. All right. But we're gonna get into this video. It was a request from Cam Dinner Official. It's called 8 Extreme Haunted Houses That Take It Too Far. Maybe a little too far.
Here we go.
All right. I don't know how you feel about haunted houses.
Oh, I don't like them. They don't like me. So let's watch a video.
We have an estranged relationship. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Number 8, Dead of Night. Dead of Night was an attraction on Long Island which had one of the most horrifying haunt openings many had ever seen. Everyone waited in lines listening to a calming "We are here for your protection" recording.
Everything will be okay.
Their mouths are taped? Fuck this.
We are here to protect you and care for you. We love you. Nothing is real. All is well.
Which was interrupted at intervals by an air raid siren and men in gas masks and suits, who each grabbed an unsuspecting patron and dragged them into the haunt. However, you'd be lucky if you were dragged in. Some people were zipped into body bags, and some were thrown over actors' shoulders and carried inside. The haunt opened with this very strong abduction scenario. Then the focus shifted to humiliation, which included the smearing of strange substances on patrons' faces, and even hitting people in the face with large and painfully heavy objects, going as far as fake genitalia. Dead of Night has been discontinued from the Chamber of Horrors this past year. Number 7, Scare House The Basement. The basement at Scare House is an intense, immersive, and interactive experience inside a nearly 100-year-old historic and apparently actually haunted building. You may enter in pairs or alone, though odds are not many people will be entering this place alone. The actors in this haunted house are incredibly convincing, and there's a lot of improvisation and dialogue as you make your way through each scene of your own personal horror movie. It's not possible to make it from start to end without coming into contact and having to deal with the actors playing with you for a while. There is extreme physical contact, sexual undertones, real electric shock, religious themes, and much more.
Who would
like
do
most
this?
On this list, you must sign a waiver before entering.
I would hope so.
The basement can get so disturbing that the attraction responsibly has a safe word to yell out if a patron happens to feel violated or too uncomfortable.
I think that's when it goes too far.
Yep.
You need a safe word. They're lucky. They better make me sign a warrant.
6,
or not a warrant.
The Cult was an attraction located in North Conway, New Hampshire. The Cult has been called the ultimate in terror, only for the die-hard fans of true horror, for those who want the true experience of real-life terror to test your fears.
I'm not getting involved with a cult.
It is an hour-long attraction, and you must walk through alone. Absolutely no groups allowed. Going through it, you would encounter violent and sexual situations, and would be touched many times. Many, many times. As the nervous patrons meet a man before entering the attraction who asks if they have any problems with darkness, heights, claustrophobia, eels, rats, bugs, needles, or being fully submerged in water, one would have to wonder, what am I getting myself into?
Fully submerged.
Patrons are given a red card on a lanyard. If one decides the experience is too much, they can give up their safety pass and it will be over. And then, one by one, patrons would be asked to step into a chairlift that leads to a dirt path, which would then lead to a cabin where you would meet a man who would shove you into a booth, yell at you, spray unknown liquids in your mouth, throw a bag over your head, and then carry you outside, where the simulated torture continues.
I thought this is when it was
continues on,
like that's the
I
thought that's what the safe word was.
You encounter live animals, for instance, having cockroaches crawl over you, forced edibles, for instance, being forced to drink animal urine, extreme violence, extreme sexual violence.
Why would someone want to do
more.
this?
The cult has been closed since 2013.
Oh, thank God.
How long did it go
Number
on?
5, Blackout Haunted House. This haunted house has
Who's more
two
messed up, the
locations,
people who put it on or
one
the
in New
people who,
York
like,
and one
sign
in
up?
California. It features
Thundercat shirt.
extreme violence, full frontal nudity, sexual situations, forced
Again.
edibles, submersion in water,
Why is it
physical
sexual?
contact, and you must enter alone. Patrons have been abducted in vans, faux waterboarded, and even rolled naked in a sheet of plastic and forced to walk barefoot down a used condom-covered hallway. Said hallway would lead to a sexual assault scene, with a horrifically tall figure having sex with a frail woman in a blood-covered bed. As a patron would pass, the tall man would
God.
stand up, exposing his nude body, and then make physical contact with the patron. Blackout overall relies on darkness, loud noises, violence, and sexual situations to terrify
How
its
is that
customers.
legal? Even
Until
if you sign
recently, It has
something.
been a solo-only experience, but now groups are allowed.
Oh, good.
Number 4, Oktoberfest Naked and Scared Challenge.
Again, naked.
Oktoberfest has proven that, along with intellectual and physical fears, haunted houses can also tap into superficial fears, namely the fear of one's own body. The Naked and Scared Challenge allows guests to traverse a dark haunted house nearly nude, literally stripping off outer layers of protection.
Why do the guys get to keep their
However, after a brief
underwear
battle
on?
with a local township, the creator of the attraction decided he couldn't allow guests to participate naked, so guests are now to wear the smallest underwear they could fit into. Guests of the attraction have said removing clothing makes the experience more intrusive, personal, and intimate. Employees use special techniques and scare devices, for example, water and air blasts among others, to heighten the experience. Coupled with near freezing
This one doesn't
fall
actually
weather,
seem
it becomes
so
a rush
bad
for those who are daring
as
enough to
compared.
go through in their
Still
underwear.
bad, but
When patrons have that psychological layer of protection removed, it's a whole new sense that's available to be entertained and exploited.
this is a more a fear through your own mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
That wasn't
Number
terrible.
3,
Fuck
Freakling
this.
Bros Victim Experience 3.
I already don't
This
like
Las
this.
There's
Vegas
a 3?
attraction
There's 2
features
more?
partial nudity, submersion in water, electric shock, and extreme physical contact.
Electric shock.
The victim experience is incredibly intense, and you must go through alone.
No.
Patrons will experience extreme physical contact, light torture, simulated drowning, and more.
Light
One patron said
torture.
he watched a camouflaged attacker appear out of nowhere, grab his colleague by the foot, then knock her down and drag her away down a long hallway. He was left alone in the darkness until the attacker came back for him and threw him over his shoulder. Patrons will experience real electric shock, as well as the feeling of near drowning as they are submerged underwater. As
Dude,
the
there's
title
no
of the
way I
attraction
wouldn't.
suggests, once
My
you
instincts
enter,
wouldn't
you
kick in
are
to
a
try to
victim.
fight somebody.
You will experience pain,
God.
you will be tied up, and you may be carried and thrown. Freakling Brothers actually runs 3 haunted houses every year:
3?
Castle Vampire, Circus of Horrors, and Gates of Hell. The Gates of Hell became one of the first haunted
Number
houses
3,
in the
Gates of
country
Hell.
to be R-rated due to graphic content and the requirement of patrons to be over 18 and sign a waiver.
Well, I would hope
The
so.
victim experience takes place in the Gates of Hell, and it
If they let
simulates
anybody
what it
under
would be
18.
believed to be like to die and actually go to hell. Without
Nice.
giving too much away, victims are put in several scenes where they're touched, forced to get down on their knees, and subjected to things that anyone would find shocking.
Like
Number 2, The Raven's Nest.
the Raven's
One of the lesser-known
Nest.
extreme haunted houses, The Raven's Nest has been closed since 2009.
Good.
It had been closed after it was deemed as too extreme by the town. The Raven's Nest featured actors who were paid to induce pain on the patrons, as well as other humiliating methods of torture. The owner, McKamey Manor, would hire mostly larger, more intimidating actors who would be capable of easily picking up, tying, or shoving patrons. Visitors would also be kicked to the floor and forced to do things like lick the ground, eat disgusting foods and liquids off the floor, and even have actors stick their fingers down patrons' throats to
Oh.
induce vomiting. The
God.
attraction also played with claustrophobia, having patrons crawl through air vents filled with real cockroaches and spiders, as well as constant tight and cramped rooms and pathways. There was no safe word, which may have been a small factor in the eventual closing of the Raven's Nest.
No safe word? I'll give you a
Number
safe
1,
word.
McKamey Manor. This San Diego attraction shouldn't even be in the same category as regular haunted house attractions. This extreme haunt tops this list because it can use scare tactics that are off limits to professional attractions. It also can't be said that what goes on in this place is safe.
Yes, please let me out, please!
Participants are covered in blood, forced to eat disgusting things, threatened with power tools, stuffed in a clothes dryer, submerged in water, physically assaulted, forced to drink urine, and even given an unwanted haircut.
Done.
Are you quitting? Safe and...
I'm quitting.
No, you're not. Pick her up here. Pick her up.
Oh, I'm out. I can't do it. Oh, there was like 3. I can't do it. Oh, God. Tell me what.
Participants often leave covered in blood, commonly their own, and so
Oh my
far
God, I can't
nobody
look.
has made it through to the end. There is no safe word, and they only pull the plug when medically necessary.
What?
This
Medically
is plagued
necessary.
with people's fears of claustrophobia, with tight spaces and
Why is
corridors,
this one not
people's
closed?
fears of spiders, with restrained victims having up to or even more than 4 tarantulas crawling over their faces, people's fears of clowns, and just about anything else you could think of. Perhaps one of the more shocking parts is that the experience goes on for about 5 to 8 hours. Maybe that's why nobody's made it through to the end yet. The McKamey Manor house is for extreme horror lovers only, who wish to experience what
I don't think
true
lovers
terror or
is the
gross
right
out
word.
torture feels like. But apparently there are a lot of people who wish to experience it, as there's a waiting list of more than 17,000.
Oh, God. This would be us.
My hands are so sweaty.
So this is our video
Mario
to
Luigi?
your wish us luck. Checking in, everybody. If we don't talk to you again, we love you all. Mwah.
I think they are
Bye.
Luigi.
See ya. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think they're expecting what they're...
I want to quit! I want to quit! I want to quit!
Get those hands up. Why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Because I'm a big pussy, Russ.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking me out. Sorry, sir.
It's because you're useless.
Might have been right-minded. I'm scared.
Yeah. You know what? We haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. We haven't started yet. Why are you crying?
Because I'm scared, Russ.
Yeah, I'm glad you're scared. Okay, give us more water. Let me relax. You're okay. We're okay right now. Okay.
You all right?
Tell us what's going on, Steve. Tell us what's happening.
Nobody should fucking do this.
Yeah.
Nobody should do this.
Yep. That's a good call.
Yeah. No.
So how much money
There
would it
there
take
would
you?
not no amount of money. Absolutely no amount of money. I could not do it.
5 to 8. If it was 20 minutes, maybe. But 5 to 8 hours?
That's a work day
That
of just torture, mental and physical torture.
just like a workday.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Oh my god.
why is that one allowed to be like?
Why are any of these allowed?
Okay, allowed.
It
is,
just doesn't make
You know
any
what?
sense.
Do what you want. If they're allowed, they're allowed.
If you sign a
why
waiver-
why are there people who want to do them? This is what's wrong with our country. This is
Why are there people that want to start these like, okay, we have the rape scene over here, the bloodbath over here.
like imagine the writers' room.
It's
like
like-
they're planning out.
It's like I can't wrap my head around that. I feel like I would be thrown out
Oh yeah.
from like within 10 seconds of being
I'd be
there.
getting in fist fights.
That I would just punch the first person. I wouldn't even care who it was.
As soon as they like the first one they showed where people were like taped up and then drug in or put in body bags. You put me in a body bag, you better not
If
open.
you try to put me in a body bag,
I'm just saying. You
I
get,
like if I'm tied up. If I'm already tied up,
you
then
get
I guess I
like
can't
you get
do
like
anything.
5 people. They're probably gonna stuff you in a body bag.
Yeah.
You better not open it though.
Don't cut me loose.
Don't cut me loose because here's the thing. You don't need me to sign a waiver. I want you to sign a waiver because I can't promise what I may or may not do to you. If
You better read the fine print of that waiver.
like that's the thing. Like, what do you go to the police? I mean, I guess the waivers are law abiding. Like, and they're like, it's a contract, but it's like, imagine that court case. It's like, okay, so they wouldn't let you leave. They tied you up. They hit you. They physically abused you. They waterboarded you. They put cockroaches in your mouth. They did all this stuff. But you signed a waiver and you punched them, so you're going to jail. What?
You know what? Fine. Take me to jail.
Please, get me out of here.
Please put me in prison.
Like,
take me away.
Take me to prison, please. I can't now. Like,
the only one that I would probably do would be when you strip down and you just walk.
That one didn't even seem bad. Well, the guys were just in their underwear.
But you say that though. But it's the thought of being naked around strangers and being scared at the same time.
Thing is, we'd just be in our underwear. Imagine it like swim trunks. Just imagine
it's
it like
just
that.
but it's your underwear. It's like a mental thing.
I know.
That kind of makes sense. That would be the.
But
only
they
one.
don't put cockroaches in your mouth there. They don't hit you in the face.
Pour blood on you and.
You know what? If it was 8 hours of them pouring blood on me, fine. Fine. If you can promise me there won't be spiders involved.
I would literally. I don't even know.
Because like they caged up their head. So
I
that,
couldn't even.
like,
I couldn't even tell you what I would do.
You'd probably pass out.
You know what? Probably.
Like it because they caged up their head, so it's like you can't. Have you seen those videos of people like on like the bungee things at theme parks, and they're scared, like or roller coasters, and they're so scared, and they pass out, then they'll wake back up and then pass out again. That would probably be what would happen. Like if you throw some spiders, like the cockroaches in the mouth. I couldn't. There were 3.
I counted 3 that came out of his mouth, but there was a whole jar full of them.
All right. I don't usually say things like this, but if you guys could not send us videos like that anymore.
No, send them all.
Okay.
He's clearly traumatized.
Use your best judgment when sending us requests. We may have to.
It's gonna be okay.
We may have to screen the videos, not like watch the whole thing, but like do a couple jump cuts, and if we see cockroaches in mouths. All right. Well, let us know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Let us know what out of the 8, which haunted house would you like to go to, or which one, if you were made to, would go to. All right, make sure you guys like,
comment,
share,
and subscribe
so you guys don't miss a single thing from the channel.
Make sure you stay tuned.
Stay iconic.
And cue music.
Holy Grail.